What's up? Welcome to the Kaged Review. My name is Kevin Jackwitz, and I'm here to review Hell in a Cell from WWE. Now I'll be honest with you. I was expecting this to be another failure. It's just kind of, it comes with the territory with WWE in today's market. They suck, or at least they have for a while. But I'm almost eating my words in the same sentence because the last couple of pay-per-views I expected to be complete garbage. And they've honestly surprised me. I really liked Hell in a Cell. I really did. There was a lot of really good moments in this pay-per-view. So the pre-show, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. It was a New Day versus Rusev Day. New Day wins. Not a big deal. Decent match for what it was. Not great by any stretch of the imagination. So there you go. The Hell in a Cell pay-per-view itself, though, it starts off right off the bat with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. And I'm going to be honest, the instant I heard Jeff Hardy in Hell in a Cell, I'm like, this guy's going to kill himself. He's 40 years old, maybe 41, and he's been taking some hella bumps lately, even though he's been banged up. This match had everything you would want from Randy Orton as a heel. It had everything you would want as Jeff Hardy as a daredevil. It had everything you want from Hell in a Cell match. It had a genuine moment where you weren't sure if the injury was scripted or real. And then there was a moment when you knew damn well the injury was real. So, Randy Orton, there's a spot where Jeff Hardy puts a steel chair on Randy Orton. Randy Orton's prone on the mat. Jeff Hardy does a swanton bomb onto the chair. Somehow in that, something cuts Randy Orton's leg and actually takes a small chunk out of his leg. He was limping the rest of the match. He's holding his leg. You can see the blood dripping down. There was also a spot where Jeff Hardy whips Randy Orton with a belt that had spike studs on it. And you instantly saw a bunch of tiny holes in Randy Orton's back. And some of them were like bleeding all the way down his back. So right away, it looks like Hell in a Cell. It looks like one of these pay-per-views should look. There was a moment where Randy Orton gets a screwdriver and sticks it through Jeff Hardy's earlobe and starts twisting the screwdriver. Which honestly, if you know anything about it, probably didn't hurt that much at all. But it was a great visual. It really was. It sold the match. It sold kind of the twisted nature of Randy Orton. And honestly, kudos to both of these guys. Really, both of them put their bodies on the line for this match. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, neither one of them have anything to prove in this business anymore. And they went out and they killed it. The spot ends where Jeff Hardy puts Randy Orton on a table, gets on a ladder and climbs to the top of the cell. And now the cell has these like little rafters that he can hang from. And so he starts swinging from the top of the rafter, lets go and drops onto the table. Randy Orton moves. So Jeff Hardy hits the table and then like immediately you saw the referee do the X, which is, calling for, like a real injury. I think they do that too much because there's going to be times where, like, maybe the medical staff don't really fucking know if he's supposed to be calling for an X. But it was one of those moments where you weren't sure if Jeff Hardy was hurt or not. I mean, that fall onto the table, anything could have gone wrong. And we just saw a bunch go wrong with Randy Orton. Like, the guy's bleeding from his back, he's bleeding from his leg, he's all banged up. So, you just never know. Randy Orton forces the referee to make the pin. They get the medical staff in there. They take Jeff Hardy away. Honestly, it was a good match. It was a great way to start Hell in a Cell. You get a small AJ Styles interview backstage after that. Really nothing important. He's just saying, talking about his feud with Samoa Joe. Then you get Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. This was a surprise to me. It really was. They just gave Charlotte Flair the belt. It was a pretty good match. There were a couple of small botches in there on both sides, honestly. But overall, still a good match. Becky gets the win, though. She gets the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I didn't think they were going to do that. I didn't think they were going to take it from Flair that quick. But Becky Lynch, she had the crowd behind her, and it worked. So, excellent opening match. Good second match. Backstage New Day bit, a little bit weird there, honestly. Then you get Ziggler and McIntyre versus Ambrose and Rollins. Very good match. There was a lot of good spots in this, and you would think that that would be the case. I was actually kind of surprised that they're making McIntyre look very strong in this. And as we'll find out, that is continued too, which I really, really like. At the end, there was a lot of action going on, just all four guys involved. And it looks like Rollins is setting up Ziggler and McIntyre and comes in and hits him with his finishing move. Ziggler gets the pin. Ziggler and McIntyre retain the belts, the Raw Tag Team Championships. And I actually expected them to go with the Shield for the win on that, but I'm glad they didn't. I think McIntyre just looks great, and him and Ziggler, you know, they're trying to build this pretty good click here with Strowman, and I think that they need to look strong, so it works. I think that it worked. I did not hate that ending at all. Backstage, you get Mick Foley and Braun Strowman. Mick Foley saying that this match will change you. Braun Strowman says, just do your job. And that was pretty much it. Then you get a Samoa Joe promo. It was the same kind of like, almost like a children's story. Where, you know, he's opening up a book and he's talking about his feud with AJ Styles and how it's going to end. And that moves into the AJ Styles Samoa Joe match, which was, again, very damn good. This was a really good match, and honestly, for Samoa Joe to be 39 and AJ to be 41, putting on consistently better matches than guys half their age, it really says a lot about these two. They're damn good. They're seasoned in the ring. They know each other so well. They've worked with each other in TNA and Ring of Honor and now in WWE. So, it's really cool to see that. The end of the match, Samoa Joe looks like he's going for the coquina clutch. AJ kind of rolls through it where Samoa Joe's on his back. He's got his shoulders pinned. The referee counts a 3 count, but AJ was tapping at the same time the referee was doing the 3 count. The referee didn't see the tap. So there you go. AJ still wins. He has the belt still. Charlie interviews Miz and Maurice backstage after that, you know, doing their standard heel bit. And that brings us to the, like, honestly the worst part of the night for me. And it sucks because it's Daniel Bryan in the worst part of the night. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus the Miz and Maurice. A lot of things I didn't like about this match. Namely, the women and their performances. And some of the storyline they went through in the match to get to the women actually facing off. I wasn't a fan. I really wasn't. Again, Miz and Maurice are up to their dirty-handed chicks. They get the win again, and I wasn't a big fan of that either. The Miz got the win last time, and honestly, Daniel Bryan hasn't had anything really good for a while. Like, his push is just dead. After that, you get Alexa Bliss with Mickie James and Alicia Fox versus Ronda Rousey, her first title defense as Raw Women's Champion with Natalya. And it essentially was the opposite of the underdog story. Ronda Rousey had bruised ribs or whatever, you know, in the storyline. And Alexa Bliss kind of took off on that. And a lot of this match was actually Alexa Bliss taking it to Ronda Rousey instead of the other way around. And so, you know, they're trying to pull out the grit and determination of Ronda Rousey and all of that. We kind of get how it works now. Ronda Rousey, of course, at the end, she gets the mean face. She starts ragdolling Alexa Bliss. She gets the quick win after that. And there you go. There's a couple of spots where, like, Natalya takes Alicia Fox outside, does a snap suplex onto the concrete. Well, with the mats, of course. And so that was cool. Backstage, there's a Paige Samoa Joe segment. Samoa Joe says AJ tap, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to fix it on Tuesday, of course. So then you come to Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns' Hell in a Cell match with Mick Foley as the referee. Really, this did not feel like a Hell in a Cell match at the beginning. I mean, they were in the cage, and Braun Strowman's throwing Roman Reigns pillar to post. We expected that. But none of what they did really sold a Hell in a Cell match. of course, what they do is they have Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre come down, followed quickly by Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and all four of those guys climb up to the top of the cage. And all four of these guys are waging war on top of the cage, and that's when the crowd really gets into this as a Hell in a Cell match. There's danger there, there's a lot of spectacle going on, but it was all from the four guys that came out, not Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Like, they really didn't do anything special for a Hell in a Cell match, which I expected. I expected nothing less. So, thankfully, WWE was smart enough to bring out Ziggler, McIntyre, Rollins, and Ambrose to really showcase the Hell in a Cell part. Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, they're climbing back down the cage, get halfway. Of course, they take bumps halfway off the cage onto the tables. Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose kind of laid each other out on top of the cage. And then Brock Lesnar's music hits. He comes out, kicks the door in. Cool visual there. Sets the door, walks up the door, which was kind of another cool visual. And lays waste to both Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Neither guy could continue, so they call the match. And that's where they ended. It was actually kind of a cool ending. I liked that they brought out everybody from the Shield and the other clique, whatever they're calling themselves, and that they ended with Brock Lesnar. I thought it was really cool. Brock Lesnar was a surprise. I didn't expect it. So, honestly, overall, this pay-per-view was really fucking good. Like, I did not like Daniel Bryan, Brie Bella, Miz, and Maurice. But that's one match. Honestly, overall, I've liked the product a lot more lately, even though they brought the Bellas back, and I can't stand that. It's like grating my nerves every time Brie Bella's music hits, or I see the Bellas at all. I fucking hate it. But, overall, the product has gotten better. It's, it's actually gotten me interested in what they're doing again. So that's cool. I like that. So my take on this, it wasn't perfect, but it was really good. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, I think. I really do think it was worth it. So ladies and gentlemen, that's my take on it. I enjoyed the hell out of myself. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwitz. Kaged Nation, out.